Tonight on Connecticut's news station, President Biden held his high-stakes news conference tonight, his biggest political appearance since his much scrutinized performance in last month's debate. Now one Connecticut congressman is pulling back his support.
Waterbury parents get the chance to voice their concerns after the district superintendent was told not to return next school year. A report of what was discussed is coming up.
And months after a catastrophic collapse, new plans for the space formerly occupied by New London's First Congregational Church. We'll tell you what's in the works.
And you can wrap something, then tie it.
Baseball and life-saving training. That was happening tonight at Duncan Park. We'll show you what visitors got to learn and who was behind the training.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we'll get to those top stories in just a moment. But first, we want to start on the forecast. We have more rain on the horizon. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Let's send things right over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. Rachel, is it going to feel any cooler tomorrow?
Actually, it will be a few degrees cooler. Instead of highs in the 80s to 90s, we'll be safely in the 80s. There is a chance for a spot shower out there during the day tomorrow, but unfortunately it looks wetter as we head into the start of the weekend on Saturday with more numerous showers and storms. And we're going to talk more about this in just a little bit. But first, I wanted to show you, this is day 5 of our heat wave. These are the temperatures for the Hartford area. This heat wave started on Sunday and continued through today, but I think tomorrow we'll be back in the 80s, as I mentioned before. Right now, it's 78 in the New Haven area. It's 75 in Windham. I got to tell you, the humidity dropped just a little bit today, and you can feel it out there. It's a little bit more comfortable, and I think we'll see overnight lows near 70 degrees to start off most of the state tomorrow. But some of our cooler spots could actually begin in the mid or upper 60s. We'll take it. Otherwise, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with the chance for an occasional shower or storm. Some areas might see a couple showers, others may stay mostly dry. It's hit or miss in nature. But as we head towards this time tomorrow night, we will see rising levels of humidity. It's going to get back to oppressive levels, and then we'll have that better chance for showers and storms on Saturday. I know it's kind of a bummer. We'll talk more about timing, what that means heading into the weekend, coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Officials in Vermont say another person has died in the flash floods caused by Hurricane Beryl's remnants. They say a driver was swept away in the floodwaters in Lyndonville as he tried to drive across a flooded road. His body was discovered this morning. Another man died in Peacham while driving a UTV in the storm. More than 100 people had to be rescued from yesterday's storms. And new tonight, Hartford police are investigating a stabbing. It happened on Wethersfield Avenue around 6 p.m. Officers say the victim, a man in his 30s, drove himself to the hospital before they arrived. He told police he was stabbed during a fight, and he is expected to survive his injuries. Right now, no suspects have been named. We'll update you as soon as we learn more.
2 Waterbury officers are recovering tonight, apparently hurt during an arrest. Police say Jose Belito Rosado had stolen a car. It started around 10:20 this morning. A woman called saying a man was sitting inside her car. She got him to get out of the car, but when police arrived, they say he tried fighting them. One of the officers was reportedly bit, and at one point, Belito Rosado is accused of trying to grab one of the officers' guns. The 2 officers and the suspect were brought to the hospital with minor injuries. Belito Rosado has a criminal past, and tonight he's facing a litany of new charges.
State police have made an arrest in a deadly crash from last year. Michelle Miller of Wolcott surrendered to police yesterday. They believe Miller lost control of her vehicle while driving on I-84 near exit 44 in West Hartford. Miller's vehicle hit another vehicle, which crashed into another vehicle. The driver and passenger in the initial collision both died. Miller now faces multiple charges, including manslaughter.
Tonight, the Waterbury Board of Education met for the first time since the mayor and the board chose not to renew the superintendent's contract. Fox 61's Alexa Farrell was at tonight's meeting and has the details from Waterbury.
Just moments ago, the Board of Education was meeting behind closed doors as to what their plan is moving forward with Dr. Verna Ruffin's contract coming to an end here in Waterbury. At the start of the meeting, a letter was read from the former superintendent about her celebrated successes and advancements in the role, which she held since 2018. She talked about moving education in the city forward during the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the deputy superintendent, who is filling the role of superintendent right now, did talk to us, and we'll have that interview coming up for you at 11. Be sure to stay with us. In Waterbury this evening, Alexa Farrell, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Alexa. Well, breaking news from Washington. Connecticut Congressman Jim Himes has publicly come out to say President Joe Biden should step away from running for a second term in office.
Yeah, Connecticut's representative for the 4th Congressional District released a statement moments after President Biden spoke in Washington this evening. It had been reported Himes was among many House Democrats calling for the president to step away from campaigning for re-election. He posted his thoughts to X following the president's remarks at the end of the NATO summit in Washington. Congressman Himes said Joe Biden must not risk his legacy, calling him a great president and saying the 2024 election will define the future of American democracy, and we must put forth the strongest candidate possible to confront the threat posed by Trump's promised MAGA authoritarianism. I no longer believe that is Joe Biden, and I hope that as he has throughout a lifetime of public service, he will continue to put our nation first, as he promised, make a way for a new generation of leaders.
Representative Himes is just one of several elected officials reacting to the press conference tonight.
Now, all eyes on the Biden-Harris ticket tonight. For more on what the president talked about, here's Fox's Rebecca Castor.
I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president.
In his first unscripted news conference in nearly 8 months, President Biden worked to calm concerns about his age and finally put to rest mounting questions about his mental fitness.
We got more to do, though. We got to finish the job.
Ever since the president stumbled in his debate with former President Trump last month, debate has stirred over the 81-year-old's candidacy and his ability to beat Trump.
I just got to pace myself a little more. Pace myself. And the next debate, I'm not going to be traveling into 15 time zones a week before. Anyway, that's what it was about.
Not helping matters, the president's numerous slip-ups, including this evening mixing up Trump and his vice president.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there.
Earlier, Mr. Biden mistakenly called Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky Putin.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Zelensky, I'm so focused on beating Putin.
Still, Biden says he is the best candidate for the job.
I'm not in this for my legacy. If I slow down, I can't get the job done.
A new national poll shows more than half of Democrats think President Biden should end his candidacy. But in a head-to-head matchup, Trump and Biden are still in a dead heat. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Back here at home, fire officials are investigating what caused an RV to burst into flames this morning. The fire destroyed a total of 4 campers parked at Pete's RV Center in South Windsor. The fire started around 4 o'clock this morning. Fire officials say the flames started in one RV and then spread to others. Luckily, no one was inside during the fire and no one was hurt.
A lot of heat with us, dealing with not only the fire heat, but the temperature heat. So my concern is always with the guys. The guys did a great job. Nobody's hurt. There was no injuries here. The property was closed.
There was also a fire at the same location in 2018. Back then, a storage shed and RV were destroyed.
Tonight at Duncan Park, a chance for fans to step up to the platelets, if you'll pardon the pun, and learn a life-saving skill. It's a training program we've told you about here at Fox 61 called Stop the Bleed. The Yard Goats invited healthcare professionals from St. Francis Hospital and the Connecticut chapter of the American College of Surgeons, offering all attendees at tonight's game to become trained, equipped, and empowered to help someone suffering a bleeding emergency.
Bleeding is the #1 cause of preventable death after injury. So even if someone starts bleeding at time 0 and you can stop the bleeding right away, you can save lives. You save transfusions, you save experience, you save lives. So it's about making sure people learn the technique, empowering to act, and then making sure that these materials are accessible to people.
You can learn more about Stop the Bleed by going to the links page of our website, fox61.com.
Months after that catastrophic church collapse in New London, there are new developments for the plans for the land. The downtown property will be turned into apartments. You may remember the church's steeple collapsed back in January. The rest of the structure was demolished. Eastern Connecticut Housing Opportunities purchased the property in April. ECHO hopes to clear out the remaining debris by November. Construction will begin after they can secure more funds, which can take up to 2 years.
Also in New London County, service members at the Groton Submarine Base have a new way to get out and about in the community. Uber is now authorized to pick up and drop off people at the base. 48 Uber drivers based in that area have been vetted and given access. Officials at the base say they want to give sailors and officers more ways to get around. Most do not have personal cars, and they're also trying to prevent people from driving under the influence.